Some prey can only be hunted by the Black Panther.
Hello, Mr. So-and-so here. So we have quite a few updates, so I'll try to make that as structured as possible. The most important thing is probably on Omega Prestige again, so we already knew, also if you watched my video on that, that they will be completely overtuned and revised, and that they try to give the power now on Omega level 1, and everything afterwards will be completely optional. So, how do they want to compensate people that in particular bought into the Omega Prestige packs for the power gain up to level 70? Now, Ezra's posted on the official forums to highlight a little bit what is happening. We will be getting new loot boxes called prestigious loot boxes. They will be rewarded every 5 levels normally. So at level 70 for one character you would receive these 14 boxes as a compensation now till this new update, however that exactly works with the initial power gain instead of the up to level 70 power gain. You will be rewarded with a box every 2.5 levels, so that would make 28 boxes, of course. Now, the worrisome thing here is what he posted on the official forums, and as usual, you will get all the links to the posts and tweets and whatnot. These new boxes will be on par with the current Marvelous loot boxes, and in addition, they will offer, and this is also a quote, a few different items. So that sounds anything but impressive, and in particular for people that were hoping for a decent compensation, I think that more gamble boxes that will be on par of the current loot boxes, or with the current loot boxes, this sounds pretty much terrible. So let's see if they actually roll with that. He posted he will take all the feedback into consideration and would be working on these boxes right now. But yeah, I think this is definitely far from a decent compensation. If at all, if they had to speak about it already publicly, I think the worst thing to do is call something on par with really not much appreciated gamble boxes that are already in the game, even though there might be a few new items. So what could these few new items be? What we already know is that there will be pets coming to Mar-Vell Heroes Omega. The pets will be 100% cosmetic. So why they add something that doesn't have any benefit to the game and will simply cause more problems for the performance, in particular in areas like Midtown or other public areas, is beyond me. Now you will also get the links for these. Another important thing would be that they are still looking into team-ups. They don't have anything to announce, and the other problem is that they still don't seem to find any way of adding team-ups without hurting the performance. The link will also be provided, of course. What Ezra's also said is that there are no plans for introducing a loot vacuum to the game as you have on PC, so that basically the items that drop get absorbed, and you had filters so you could simply choose which items to pick up or sell directly, and people were obviously hoping that pets could do the vacuum. For instance, pets in Diablo 3 that collect gold on the ground. So no plans for that. The other things are updates on costumes. Um, if Azras is speaking, if you check the links later, about VUs, that's visual updates. So they use that term when they basically update any costume from PC or already on PC, and as far as I know, they only bring costumes over to consoles that have already received a visual update. Which costumes are we getting? Beta Ray Bill is an enhanced costume for Thor that is basically an alien version of Thor that has been granted a different hammer. So if they get the cape right, that might be a nice costume. I assume it will hit with the Thor Ragnarok update. Now it depends when that will hit consoles. I think it will be beginning of November, considering that the US market is of course bigger. Here in the EU, or at least in Germany, Thor Ragnarok starts October 31st. So if we are lucky, it might even be end of September. Another visual update has been, and this is something I'm looking forward to, has been added for, or is being worked on, sorry, for Captain Mar-Vell, which is, or probably pronounced also Marvel, which is basically the alien version, male version of our current female Captain Marvel, used to be Miss Marvel. So also an enhanced costume here, so new voiceovers. I'm not quite sure here about the power effects, if they also change. And the last visual update that Ezra's mentioned was for Superior Spider-Man. That is also an enhanced costume, and it's basically the version in the comics where you had some let's say consciousness switch between Dr. Octavius and so Doc Ock and Spider-Man. So during that time, Doc Ock was in Peter Parker's body and was sporting a superior Spider-Man suit and trying to be a better Spider-Man. So these are the three costumes that have been mentioned. I will post all the links in the video description, and otherwise thanks for watching, and simply let me know if you have any questions. Bye bye.